time on the divisions we have. There is no reason why we should waste our energies on those trivialities, but let's utilize our energies for the good of our people. I also wish to let you know that the divisions we have as a community are not unique to us. Every religious group we see in this country has challenges. So don't be put down by the narrative that Muslims are not united, because the issue is which religion is united as a whole. I beg the indulgence of those who are not Muslims, but let me bring it in perspective. There's one Jesus Christ, but you hear of Pentecostals, you hear of Catholics, Church of Uganda, Orthodox, the list is endless. So divisions among religious groups is normal. What may not be normal is to fight. But provided we are not fighting, there is no reason why we shouldn't be together and focus on what brings us together. The other item I wish to remind you is that when you do well, you take the credit. And you should strive to do well so that everybody believes in your capacity. But if you err and do badly, then us, non-members of parliament, we are going to take the blame. They will say, when you are doing very well, it is you as an individual. When you make mistakes, even us who are not there, we are branded. So help us, those of us who are not in the parliament, do the right things so that we are not involved in whatever is negative. We did invite our friends from different political parties. The reason was simple, that we have to be transparent. You see, Kampala, like Vinaisha put it, the former president, that Kampala is a city of 7 rumors per day. But now it has changed. So maybe it has 100 rumors per day. So when we sit here, we didn't want people to think, what are they going to do? What did they discuss? And they say, okay, whichever party that produces a member of parliament that is here, let's invite the big man there so that at least he bears testimony to what transpired in this assembly. That's the reason. And at this point in time, I wish to formally welcome and introduce the big people in the different parties of which you represent in the House. First and foremost is the Major General Mugisha Muntu, the big man from ANT. You are most welcome, Afande. Second is my very own OHT Waswa Birigwa from PFF. Next to him is the Secretary General of National Unity Platform, NUP, Mr. Rubongoya, Council, and also on that table is Honorable Katana from the same group. You may wonder why our chief guest is Right Honorable Amama Mbabazi. It's not by coincidence, but it's on purpose. I've known Right Honorable Afande for so many years. Actually, the first time I think we met was 1993. Him and the others had nominated me to the CA and I declined. I think now you believe, then you didn't believe that I didn't want politics. Now I think you believe that I'm not a politician. Since then we've had a good relationship, and I want people here to know that our relationships are for the long haul. We never make relationship for the short haul. We always keep with the people and live with these people until eternity. With those remarks, I wish to warmly welcome you and thank you for honoring our invite. But in a special way, I wish to thank the chairman of the Muslim Parliamentary Caucus, Honorable Chirumira, the name had escaped. He has been the man behind all these preparations. And I think he nearly had a heart attack because every other day would call me and say the list was this one has walked off. Then I'll tell him, never mind. You don't need the 100 to get an A plus in an exam. We shall go with those who are here, so never mind. But before you know, then he calls you the following morning. That so and so, he has sent in an apology. I said, never mind apologies. We shall always go with those that want to be with us. So thank you very much, Honorable Chirumira, for the work you've done, and for, again, to thank all of you members of Parliament for coming here. The purpose, like I said, if I may repeat myself, is to get to know one another. You are many of you, and we thought that we can meet. There are 2 or 3 people I was very happy to meet because I've always heard about them. One is the gentleman, the honorable member from Arua. He helped us when our team was going there. It was really a hard time. Those are the days I used to sleep with my phone on, because every time they would tell me we have had issues with the Mufti in that part of the world. I thank you for your contribution. And all of you, thank you for understanding. Thank you for joining us. Be whatever you be, whatever party, that's your business. It's not ours. All we have, let's focus on what brings us together. Let's focus on what unites us, and we move forward. Just for housekeeping, I think after my remarks, I think the MC, we should invite people for lunch. It is already late. And after lunch, I'll seek the intelligence of some of those I'm going to consult and see if we'll have a minute or two for some of these big people to salute in 5 minutes. And thereafter, the chief guest will give the remarks, and then it will be time for departing at leisure. But thank you for turning up. Thank you, the big men on this side. There are so many big men there. I also wish to recognize your presence and thank you. One of them is a colleague I used to work in as a CEO in the Tropical Bank. The MD is there. What I had forgotten, I was also the banker for the Right Honorable Prime Minister. I had forgotten about that. I used to be his banker, so we have a lot in common. We used to share money. But now I'm retired and he's also retired, so don't come for anything. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Another round of applause for our host. So,
I was telling him that since I'm the youngest, I should begin. Sebo Mbuga, Mkade Wafe, the host, the chief guest, the Supreme Mufti of Uganda, honorable members of parliament here today, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hon Rubongoya, and I'm the Secretary General of the National Unity Platform. We are very delighted for the invitation, sir, to be at this event. We appreciate you so much, Your Eminence, for constantly bringing us together as political actors in this country to talk about the future of our country and to talk about matters which affect all of us. We also wish to appreciate you, sir, for constantly talking about issues that affect this country. Thank you very much for constantly raising the issues regarding political prisoners, regarding the repression that we continue to see every day, regarding the shrinking of civic space in this country. So we appreciate you so much. Everybody knows what is happening in this country, and I believe the political actors, especially those on the opposition, every day each one of us has to move looking on the side, asking whether you'll be the next victim of abductions and all this other repression that is going on. The latest victim, Your Eminence, is the Honorable Elias Lukwago, who should ordinarily be here with us because he's the head of a political party, the People's Front for Freedom. But as we speak, he is in detention, having been abducted, subjected to torture, and other things. So we hope that as we go along, we shall continue to pray for our country and above all to work together, regardless of our political formations, to see that we can have sanity in politics. Yesterday we had a by-election in Chikube. Some of our members of parliament were there, and the chaos, the violence, the rigging of that election. Next week we have an election in Kalangala, and the political actors, especially on the opposition, are very worried about what is likely to happen there. So, we thank you so much, Your Eminence, for constantly talking about these issues and request all the leaders present here, whether you're in NRM or in every other political party, to work together to restore sanity in this country. I bring you greetings from my president, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert. He brings you greetings, sir, and wish you good health and very good function. Thank you. Who's older?
Sebo Mbuga, Murangira Kasim Nachibinge, the Prime Minister Honorable Amama Mbabazi, the ministers here present, members of Parliament who have honored this invitation, the business community, the religious leaders here present. It's our pleasure to be here, and we thank you for inviting us and bring together different leaders and members of different communities in terms of political parties, in terms of faith organizations. That's how a country needs to be. So I'll briefly talk about two issues. Anybody in any country can be arrested. Arresting is never the issue, whether justifiably done so or not. Normally it is the method used. I mean, we're in a country where we had hoped that we would see sanity prevailing in terms of the political culture in our country. So any of us, if any of us is to be arrested, there is police. Police is the legitimate arm of law enforcement. One, initially you can summon a person. I don't think any of us, when they are summoned to go to where the CID headquarters is or wherever they summon, that any of us would say no. I would like to believe, for example, like if Honorable the Lord Mayor Elias Lukwago had been given a summons, that he wouldn't have gone to Kibuli or wherever he would have been summoned, and if there was to be an arrest, for an arrest be done, and then the due process of the law to be followed. That's what needs to be done. And I would like to call upon the colleagues who are in government. Really, these are not partisan issues. These are national issues. These are issues of building a culture. Because I keep saying this, let me repeat it. Today you are in power, tomorrow you are not. Then what happens? What do you desire to see happen when you're out of power? Because that will happen down the road. As day follows night. Change is a constant. It's an immutable law of nature. It's an immutable law, spiritually. So we would like really to urge those who are on the side of government, whatever has veiled your minds or veiled your faces to some of these realities, rethink. We want sanity in this country. So tomorrow when you're out of government, the culture that you'd have established is the very culture that would be even influence those who would be in power. Anybody who's going to be arrested for whatever reason, that they are summoned. They are taken to court, and the due process of the law is followed. Not to do that is being short-sighted, and I think it has almost reached the levels of insanity, the way I look at things, the way they happen. Because if you've already used wrong methods, you've used the army to arrest, then why humiliate a person? Abaganda bagamba nti bw'omegga toluma. Why? Why would you have to humiliate another person? Would you want to be humiliated in the event that you're out of power? Which will happen down the road. That's one thing we should know. At least those of us who participate in the fight. We've always known that, leaders come, leaders go, governments come, governments go. That's one aspect. Second aspect, as I conclude, countries to be stable, long-term, need to be built on institutions. Not any of us as individuals. We are human beings. Today you're alive, Tomorrow you're not there. None of us is going to live forever. So the stability of the country needs to be built on institutions. So one thing I'd like to raise here, and I really hope that Honorable Amama Mbabazi, I also see the minister, cabinet minister, Honorable Kasolo, put these issues within the internal institutions of the NRM, in SEC or whatever other decision-making organs that you do have. You see, the army needs to be immunized, and the country also needs to be protected. We've always tried the best to ensure that the army remains separate. That while it has levels of political consciousness in the officer corps and in the men, that it should not be partisan. Two, there is a law in our statute books, and it was purpose of protecting ourselves, not only for now, but even for the future. Now, any officer, mostly when we went into the multi-party dispensation, that any officer in uniform who wants to engage in politics should get out of uniform. That's what happened, actually, in 2004. I was in uniform, I retired. I remember Honorable Moses Sari retired at the same time, Honorable Kahindo Tafiri, Honorable Jim Mwezi, including General Museveni, who is the president. We all got out of uniform, and then we went into different parties. So now there is a dilemma in the country. Like these issues which are happening, the institution to which they could be taken to discuss them and see how we can resolve them amicably and maintain stability would be Parliament. But you have an outfit which is under a military officer, the CDF himself. PRU, I think, is a political formation. And then you find a speaker and a deputy as members of that political outfit. We really have to be very careful. Let's not play with fate. I have said before, let me repeat it. You people who are in government, you need to go and study particular laws critically. The law of cumulative effect and the law of unintended consequences. These laws are not managed by anybody. They are outside our control. They have got their own life. When they kick into action, things happen. So please, discuss these issues. Resolve them. General Muhoozi wants to go into politics, let him get out of uniform. And then the speakers, if they want to go join his party, if he starts a party, let them go join a party. Then we know that the speakers of that party. The current arrangement is not acceptable. Because we're a country of 47 million people. May God bless you all.
Angani wala. Sewa Mulangira Kasuna Kibingi. Lwani Mufti. Kwano gwa Mama Mbabazi. Bonna Haji Bahajati, they were member of parliament abali wano. Sijja kwogera bingi nnyo kubanga General byogedde ebisinga. Naye njagala nze njogere ebintu bibiri oba bisatu. Ekisingira ddala nti ndi musanyufu nnyo okuba wano. Tera okujja ne ndabako mukwano gwange ono. Naye okusookera ddala najja wano emyaka 40 nga nze ne Ssaabataka wa Buganda Omulangira Ronald Muteba nga tannafuuka Kabaka wa Buganda. Tusanga taata w'Omulangira myaka giyiseewo nzija naye buli lwe nzija ne musangawo ayagala kunsala. Simanyi oba nnaakomawo era ŋŋambe n'olwaleero. Naye ebigenda mu maaso mbiraba. Nze sisaasira Muhoozi, nsaasira kitaawe. Omwana bw'ayonooneka, bw'olaba kitaawe oba maama we Asaye ngoba mala byabo. Omwana ng'otambula. Kati nawe mutunuulira muhoozi byakola. Ngamba nga kitalo. Kitaawa ali atya. Ababeera nabo naye bamanyi. N'ebiseera bye tulimu kaakano ffe abali gye tuli kaŋŋambe mu front line amama babimanyi bino waliwo w'otuuka nga tokyatya abaswahili bagamba kama mbaya ki otuuka mu kiseera n'ogamba ti oba nkoze kino bajja kunkwata oba sikoze kino bajja kunzita kwegamba n'ogamba nti kankole kye nteekwa okukola kasita mmanyi nti kituufu. Kaakati nkyogedde ekyo nga njagala kwogera eri bammember of parliament abapya nti bw'otuuka eri totunda maama wo ne kitaawo baakulonda olw'ensonga goberera ensonga zibaakulondesa. Akaseera ke tuyingiramu kati kajja kuba kazibu naye n'obaawo n'ogamba nti oba nfanfe onoobaawo oba ojja kwekweka oba ojja kutwala obusente bagenda okubawa. Mbeegayiridde nnyo muli bapya mweweeyo muweereze eggwanga lyammwe abantu bammwe famire yammwe ebatunuulire nga bagamba nti tulina abaana abalungi abatugize ki abatuweereza mu nsi yaffe. Nga bwe baŋŋambye ebiseera bitono naye neebaza omulangira tusobozesa okubeera wano olunaku lwaleero kubanga atukuuma n'atubuulira ebirungi bituluma naye bimuluma. Bwe tuddayo abo abalina amaloboozi mwogere temutya muhosta tajja kusobola kutiisa ffenna tekisoboka. Mweweeyo tutereze ensi yaffe kubanga bamukufa abaayita bwe ntunuulira mama wano byayitamu okutereeza eggwanga lino naye kyemmanyi naye kyeyebaka bulungi nwakuba tajja kyogera okulaba nti tutandise okuseerera nga tuddayo gye twali. Neyanziza nnyo ssebo kusobozesa okwogera obuntu obwo butonotono naye njala muddeyo mubirowoozeeko byonna bye twogedde naye temutya. Omuntu omwoyo tasobola kututiisa ffenna nedda. Nze ŋŋaanyi.
Abakulu mbongera obugalo nga bwe baddayo. So I think lunch is ready now, so we are going to go into the lunch interval. As guided earlier, please remain seated. We are going to usher you for lunch. Thank you. DJ Ojiro tutambuzamu.